Welcome back to Let's Play Rome Total War Carthage Campaign, episode 127th with me, Squawker. And when we left off, we'd broken up a big Julii army at Patavium. However, we've got to keep on moving, keep on pressing, for many things are going on as the Romans try to reconcile their position to try and stop me once and for all. So what did happen? Well, the Greeks fell. That kind of was inevitable all along because they just weren't doing very well. The Egyptians have conquered them at sea as far as we're aware, and really over here it's just been the Thracians and the Julii beating the Greeks up, as well as a little bit of help from the Britannians. So while the Britannians continue to do their thing, but so far playing okay with me, I must try and negotiate something with the Thracians before they not necessarily turn on me, but they are a friend of the Julii, and I need to make them a friend of me more preferably. I don't really necessarily want another enemy adding to my list, since the Julii are busy making as many friends as they can, probably to try and put together a coalition to stop me, because I am Napoleono Barker or something. Anyway, seems the Thracians have taken up residency here, so first things first, we'll just... Actually, I just want an alliance. I just straight want... Oh, great, but we're dealing with Mukos the Mad, so this might go wrong, but... Mukos the Mad, I can't offer him an alliance, it seems. Right, that's a shame. I guess we're just not good enough for an alliance. Oh, well, map for map. Just out of that, do map for map. Yeah, that's alright. So, we now what we know about the Thracians is they're actually fucked. They control only Pannonia and Propontis, or is it Propontis? Yes, it is Propontis. So actually, the Thracians aren't really that much of a threat after all. They control only 2 cities. Byzantium's quite weak. I suspect the same goes for whatever town this is. So that leaves in my mind that the Julii control all of this. That means we need to march quickly and try and stop them from taking too much advantage of their new spoils. Might be worth speaking with the Britannians again. If the Britannians are getting friendly with us, maybe we should get friendly with them. Forging an alliance with these people might prove extremely beneficial to me. They'd keep back any threat in the east, and then they'd also potentially help me against the Julii, or at least just not harass me in the future. And again, I have had bad experiences with the Britannians in the past, as in past campaigns where they'll just suddenly betray you, but then again, that could go for any faction in this game. Either way, we'll try and see what we can do with Britannians, but for now, at least I have a protection of Egypt on my side. Even if it means minor sovereignty sacrifices, but you know what? I don't think I'm really in the mood for being curb stomped by Egypt at this time, so I would rather focus on curb stomping the Julii. Either way, I want you, Yutpan the Conqueror, go and conquer Patavium. We'll initiate the siege. Hopefully the Senate doesn't wander up and attack me, but I want Patavium under my control next turn. So, erect some siege towers. We'll do... How many? Oh, we'll do 2, because I want to do it next turn. 2 siege towers, and mercs in the area. They're not really that fantastic. I think I'll just give it a miss this time. Okay, Bashilek Hades, your job, or should I make this Himlico's job? I don't know. It could be anyone's job, really. Either way, one of you two needs to deal with Captain Tertius, but since this army has artillery... Bashilek, I want you making your way to... I mean, yeah. You have orders to make your way to Patavium, but you're going to deal with Captain Tertius. You are going to deal with Segestia, so I want you to go there and initiate a siege. We're going to take out the Julii in Greece before we finish them in Italy. Yeah, it does mean I'm delaying my conquest of Rome, but hey, I still need those 50 provinces under my control, so here's 50 provinces for me to control. What are we on actually now? We are on... Ooh, I'm 24, so once we take Patavium, guess what, guys? We're halfway to victory. Only 127 sodding episodes in. Brilliant. New record. Right. Nah, just kidding. I am playing on hard, so therefore it is quite the difficulty curve in playing on normal. Okay, Medial Lane will retrain and rebuff its troops. And Himlico, you will most likely just probably force Tertius into a retreat, so if you'd like to do that, then feel free to do so. If he wants to fight, we'll offer him a fight. Oh, he wants to fight. Ooh, right. Got big balls, aren't you, Mr. Tertius? And again, he has 2 urban cohorts, so I guess he can think he's safe. So what are we fighting? We're fighting 2 urban cohorts, a Praetorian, a Legionary Cavalry, some Samnite mercenaries who are more or less basically Triarii, and then some Roman Cavalry. So to be honest, yeah, 2 weak units, 2 strong units, 2 upper mid-tier units. So yeah, it might give my army a little bit of a ish, but then again, I have plenty of Sacred Band and plenty of cavalry with which to lead a powerful flank charge with. And once we win this battle, I will send, well, we have additional elephants in Segesta, I believe, so I will send for one of those elephants to join in the army. And also, this is good practice for you, Himliker. You don't really seem to have a lot of good traits about you, so this might be a chance for you to get a few better traits about you. So don't let me down, Himliker. Otherwise, you may find your life ending sooner than expected. But you gotta learn to obey before you command, so before I let you command your army, you gotta obey me, sunshine.
Before the sun sinks in the west, this battle will be done. Whether the day goes well is in our hands. Oh, brave soldiers, let us fight well. And as the battle is joined, remember, my noble soldiers, they have fear in their hearts. Fear of you!
Righty, let's get this show on the road. Now, I do have quite a lot of Iberian infantry in this army. Luckily, they are quite well upgraded Iberians. However, I really have these guys in the army with the intention of defensive battles. These guys will make a good frontline fodder and good pillar fodder. Right now, they're going to be supporting unit, since I want the Sacred Band to be up front and getting their spears jabbed right in where it hurts most. What we can do with the Iberians is we can try and have them flood around the flanks once we're in combat, and that will provide a lot of pain for the enemy. So, Iberians, I want you right behind the Sacred Band, ready to help out. Cavalry, of which we do not have a shortage of in this army, so in a way it's like, do I even need to bring elephants? Well, elephants are always useful. But yeah, we'll have 3 squads of cavalry, so we've got 2 squads of long shield and a squad of Sacred Band. Skirmishers, you're on the far rear, no skirmishing from you because you guys do sometimes take the piss with your skirmishing. Spears, you're on the flanks just in case the cavalry tries to get any ideas, so there you go. Group you up as well. And there we go, right. That's an army set. We've got plenty of cavalry for the flanks, we've got plenty of infantry for the infantry, and then we've got spears for the anti-cavalry. I think this army does lack... I mean, we only have 1 slot left this army, so do I want elephants? I think a unit of slingers wouldn't go amiss in this army. Let's get going, right. So, it looks like the enemy is going to try and advance forward a little bit. How far they advance, I will leave up to them right now. Want to advance too close, let them do so, but they're obviously not going to do that. They're going to advance a little way, just enough for them to try and feel comfortable. So, we're going to advance directly to them. We're not going to mess around with them because they will try and throw their pilums at us. So, if we just get in there, really just tank it with our teeth, then have the Iberians ready to try and flood around the flanks. Cavalry, let's start moving around the flanks as well. See if we can perhaps try and draw away some of the enemy cavalry, because it will probably get their attention that you're on the move. So start shifting around. Sacred Band, you take that flank, and also let's get you guys moving up as well a little bit. Spears, except that is not how I want you to move up. So yeah, I put them in a group formation. They didn't really listen in the end, did they? Right, skirmishers, you get moving up as well, and yeah, that's everyone has an order now. Cool. For Libyan Spearmen just at playing ball, despite me giving them a good grouping. So Libyan Spears, just put yourself on this flank for now, and then I'll try and give you a further order as I see fit. Right, enemy cavalry is having a little snoop around there, looking for an opening. Long shields, just try and speed yourselves up a little bit. Just only a little bit though, because it might make the other cavalry edgy, but... The Julii are looking for an entrance, and they can't find somewhere to commit. Libyan Spearmen, I want you here, and I want you to do it quick. And by the way, thank you, Mr. Commenter, whose name I've rudely forgotten. because I'm a stressaholic workaholic. Right, good engagement there, long shield cavalry. You're not going to win it though, so I want you to get out of there as quick as possible. You lot speed the fuck up because you've got Triarii ironbound, or you could just not listen and just engage them. That's always useful. Get out of there. But yeah, I do want to thank the commenter who told me that Iberians, by the way, let's get you dealing with these guys. Sacred Band have got the infantry under control. You two try and get in the back of those urban cohorts now. And you two as well, get in there, because we're pushing the enemy out. Sacred Band has come forward a little bit. You get in there and hair them down. Looks like the legionary cavalry ran away once the Libyan spearmen protest. But as I was saying, thank you for the person who told me that he could double click when moving a unit. God damn it, do you guys just never listen? But yeah, yeah, thanks for the tip regarding that if you double click, you can just send a unit to run mode rather than have to click manually down there. So that saves me a few seconds when doing my micromanaging. So yeah, you know, every little second counts, and you know, anyone, if you ever have any more useful tips in battle or campaign or whatever, please don't be shy to tell me them, because they are always very useful. Right, Iberians, keep chasing them down. You long shield cavalry over there, go and find somewhere to hide shamefully, because you have shamed yourself in battle by, like, seriously, I know that some knights are just targeting you because they know you're, you know, they're a direct counter to you, but we can't just give them the advantage just to walk right in and help themselves. I suspect these guys are actually on the run now, which may make it sound like I want to take them on, but I would rather not take them on. I would rather just let them flee, since the other unit I have nearby to chase them down is cavalry, and if I try and chase them down with cavalry, I'm going to take casualties, and to be honest, I'd just rather not take casualties this time. It's just one unit of Samnite mercenaries. It's not exactly something too valuable, and to be honest, those guys do cost a pretty penny to upkeep, so I'll just burden the Julii with a bill for a little longer. That's financial warfare for you. Make the enemy overspend. Either way, I will call that a battle.
Victory is sweet indeed, and all the sweeter for being so decisive.
Nice decisive victory. That's the best way to kick off this weekend's Total War. And yep, minimal casualties, not quite maximum kills, but then again, some battles you just don't need to fight, and also some units just run away before they even got into engaging anyway. I'm looking at you, commanding unit of Roman cavalry. I saw you run away. Don't think just because I didn't mention it, I didn't see it. Anyway, he runs so far, he actually gets on a boat. Guess he's going to try and run away to the Greeks and try and warn them that I'm coming, but tough luck because I'm coming. And yeah, I know I should send someone to deal with Norkium, but I only need to send a little army there. I mean, I should probably send a spy up there at some point. I need to check where my spies are. Himlico, by the way, got a command star. Good. You're doing good now, Himlico. Right. But I do actually now want to look at where I've got my agents. So I want to do a quick check on my assassins. I'm running out of agents. I need to do a recruitment drive for more agents. Right. Segesta. I need a new assassin. And Mediolanium. I want a new spy. See if these units are prepared ASAP. Right. So we do have a spy in Patavium anyway, but you know what? More spies are useful. Philosia Rusicada, since you're pretty much at the end of your life, I'm going to send you north. Except, oh wait, he can't move because he's in Patavium, right. Once Patavium's done, because this guy's... Yeah, actually, no, he's only 53, right. He can go south because he's a good spy. The new recruit, I want someone watching the Gauls up there so I can just get a quick itinerary on how strong they are, and I can decide how much of an effort I'm going to bother making into wiping them out once and for all. I've got Clupia currently monitoring the Egyptians down here, making sure nothing comes my way. Bodisham is in Sicilia Graecus. He's currently watching Syracuse. Well, he's actually an assassin. Lucius Manilius, by the way, 21% chance. But I need to try and wipe out more Brutii, so I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it with you. Because the Brutii right now are really getting on my teeth, and I just need them dealing with ASAP now. This campaign in Sicily is lasting too long, and it's costing too many lives, and it's sinking too much money, so thank you for wiping him out and making my life a little easier. That is going to make things easier here now. Right, anyone else? Let's see, I've got... Milka in my dinner, he's cutting Siren Senior. Yeah, he's watching the rebels up here, but to be honest, I don't care about him anymore. The town is up for the taking, but to be honest, it's still got a pretty... Well, it's got a weak garrison, but at the same time, it's got a numerous garrison, so... I'm not in the mood for committing to an attack in that. It's not worth my time. Plus, if I did it, somehow I think the Egyptians are going to get a little bit arse-faced about it. Make your way to Central Egypt and watch their movements. Got Kuhelius in the area, but he's just on his way home, I think. So, yeah. Captain Wa, I think he attempted to attack Cyrene, but didn't work out for him, right. I've got Charmendius and a killer currently in Etruria. He isn't going to kill that guy. Any other dudes we can kill? Go see if there's any Brutii in the area to kill. You never know when they're at. And I do, looking at those lines, I think the Brutii took Capua. Let them have it for now. It's going to be a city that's providing them stuff, but to be honest, I was never in a position to take Capua, so it wasn't going to go to me end of the day. But you know what? I still got the bonus in that the Scipii are gone for good. Right, Charamendus the killer, you're ones who I've just dealt with. And I've got my diplomat, my turn is Sornites, he's in Thrace, he will talk to the Britannians next turn. Good, right. So we're going to get 2 extra agents recruited up here. We need a spy over here as well, so... Lilibame, I don't like to have a turn of non-military recruitment, but I want a spy preparing in order to try and infiltrate the Brutii's positions. And... Captain Marcus' army still remains a big threat. I mean, the army, problem is the garrison at Lilibane isn't anything too special, because I'm tempted to bring both the army of Juba and the Mr. Sornites' army out of Lilibane. If we could break Marcus's army here, Sicily might break for good. I mean, go up here. Yeah. The Brutii's garrison up here is pretty weak. It is where Manius the Cruel is lurking, but it would be a big do-or-die gamble. But if Captain Marcus's army goes down in flames here, that's provided both armies can actually get there. You can get there. Could you get here within a turn? Yes, you could. Right, good. If I could get both armies in position, it would mean dealing with Captain Spurius, sir, who I don't really have an itinerary on him, but since his army rates weak on the banner, I'll take that risk. But if we could, well, it's not just a case of breaking Marcus's army, it's a case of really trying to obliterate his army. We need to absolutely smash it to little pieces. But if we could do that, it might just be the turning point in our Sicilian campaign, which would get me access to either Sicily or Messana. So if I could send for an additional army as soon as possible. I do have one inbound. I have Gis going down. He'll arrive in 2 turns. So I could wait. However, the longer I wait, the more units the Brutii are going to stack up in here. And right now they're probably preparing an army in southern Italy to send here. And it's just going to get me back to square 1. Well, I'm on square 2 because I have Lilibane, but you know, it's like snakes and ladders. It's going to be like going down a big old fatty snake. So I think this turn we are going to commit to an assault. We're going to take down that army. I'm going to do that, but we'll leave that till the end of the turn. Let's make sure we've got nothing else to do before we commit ourselves to big, massive, gambly assaults. So, Bashilek, you know where you are going. You, Himlico, we are going to target Salona. We're going to work our way down the Greek coast and towards Thrace. Honestly, I am tempted to conquer Thrace in the meantime as well. They have only 2 provinces. They are pretty weak. They are basically for the taking at this point, and also they're an ally of the Julii, and therefore they're not my friend. However, the Britannians have probably got their eyes well fixed on this territory, so that's probably going to go to them. And they've probably already got... I think actually they were sieging this area when I was last there anyway, so I think the Britannians will probably beat me to a punch on that one. But if the opportunity presents itself to take out an isolated Thracian town, I think I might take them up on it, because, hey, you know what, it's an extra province. And the Thracians, well, I generally have a rather neutral opinion of them. They're an ally of a Julii, so therefore they are technically an enemy of mine. Don't know what Egypt thinks about them, however. Egypt has no opinion on them. I think Egypt's just sitting pretty now. It's got 2 protectorates of myself and Armenia. I mean, let's face it, it's not like the end of the world. It's not like I've cut my balls off doing this protectorate thing. I mean, Armenia seems to be enjoying a perfectly happy existence. We seem to retain a nice degree of sovereignty. You know, they control their mountains. They don't really have much inroad into Europe because, well, Scythia's all over that. Parthia still exists, by the way. Did they get wiped out? Are they actually still in this game? I need to check this one. Yeah, Parthia's still in this one. My God, it must be depressing being Parthia at this point. I mean, the only control tribe is Sake. Might as well just not play anymore with them. Right, anyway. We're up to code here. Segesta, you're doing something useful. I do have another guy, though, don't I? Actually, no, because Gericus Manica, you're my commander, so you will move and do commandy things at some point. So, Mediolanium, you know what you're doing. Lugdunum, you're doing a spot of recruitment. Any construction we can do. Yeah, I think I won't do an execution square because I know your public order's slipping, but at the same time, I think that money might be spent elsewhere. So, Massilla. Yeah, we could start recruiting additional troops here. Get an additional unit of Poeni infantry prepared. Alicia. I'm honestly kind of just happy to leave Alicia as it is at this point. I don't necessarily want to use this time for recruitment anymore. I am going to extract the mercenaries, however, and I'm going to send them south just as additional buff for my army. In fact, this mercenary company could potentially be enough to conquer Gaul. So I will send them away, but to be honest, they're just wasting their time there, so we'll get them moving, and yeah, we'll just get going on that one, because they're just sat there not doing anything. So take the Poenis with you as well. Take the Poenis. I mean, we can use Alicia for recruitment, but to be honest, I'm only really going to use Alicia now if I'm in a pinch, because I do want to start cutting down on recruitment and upkeep costs because they're getting out of control. I need to try and maintain a nice war chest of money for in case of emergencies or British invasions. So, Condate Redonum, you're doing fine. Really should be doing some admin on your garrison there. So, there we go. I've done a little spot of admin on it. We can disband that last unit. I mean, yeah. I mean, if anything, maybe the garrison here is a bit excessive, but yeah, we're just staying a course here. We're actually getting close to the next level of growth with Condate, so that is good. Lemurnum, you're currently focusing on expanding your naval capabilities because we have got big pirate issues here. Pirates have actually managed to blockade us here, and their navy outnumbers me, so right, that's not good. Numantia, you need to prepare a new bireme, and preferably we can't build the next level of dockyard. Lemurnum as well, could you start recruiting an extra bireme because we need to try and get that unblocked. I'm gonna wait until we outnumber the pirates though, because once more, well, look, we all know that I just don't like or don't trust naval combat. Right, Asturica, you're doing fine. We don't really need to bother with recruitment here. Numantia, you're doing a little bit of recruitment, but obviously that's just for the bireme I've just ordered for you. Oscar, blah, 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 blah. I could put you on recruitment, but I will put you on recruitment later because I'm going to wait until we have a general ready to take an army. Send your Sacred Band up to Mediolanium though because I said so. Actually, you know what, just make it to Oscar and then I will know to move you when I see you get there because then you can take the rest of the Sacred Band. Corduba does have this thing about sulking though because Corduba is a shithole led by a shit governor, so I had to recruit a few extra peasants just to try and keep the peeps at bay. Right, Zamoxis, you're going to do that in a minute. You are now an overflow army, so that is fucking fantastic. Go to Corduba, you might be of use there. Can I just not... Oh, fuck, I have to keep recruiting, don't I? A lot of retraining to do here, actually. Well, that's just all armor. Actually, no, Batan's in Rebellion. But it's out of Rebellion, so do I want to retrain all this? It's lots of money, and I need that money elsewhere. I'm not interested in maintaining a big garrison there. It's just, it's a police force at the end of it. Tingy, however, you can do some recruitment because I do want to keep a constant flow of troops in Africa. Captain Auxiliata, you need dealing with, so Serta. Begin preparing a rebel dealing with force in Midi. More peasants. Actually, no. Get at least one useful military unit out there. So get some slingers. And then more bloody peasants. Right. That's us really out of money at this point. Nepta, you're fine. Lepsis Magna. We can do some retraining here. It's just a Quinquereme, but I can't afford it. So, right, I'll have to wait till next turn. Captain Figis, you're making your way out to Carthage just to see if your troops will be of any use. Got some armoured elephants up here as well, so I'll get them moved up as well, because armoured elephants are always fun to bring to the party. Right. Do have some navies in the area. Hannibal, yeah, I remember you let me down not long ago, but try and do this one properly. You sunk a navy, so that's a good start, and he's still there. Don't gamble. Oh, wait, you won't even make it, right? Like I said, don't gamble and lose, but instead you just gambled and couldn't make it to the table, right? Admiral Heuser, or whatever you want to call yourself. It's going to be a risk putting you against these navies, but try and disband them. You, Milcarum, try and do what you can against Admiral Nero. Yes, good. That blockade is gone, and that's a little bit more money for us. See if we can chase him down, except you can't. Right, Giscon, try and do what you can, because you've got to do some transporting in a few turns anyway, so let's just get in there and just... There we go. Right, at least we're thinning out the enemy navies now, so that is always useful for us. Right, Milcarum, you make your way back to port or whatever when you can. Milkerton, your navy has seen better days at this point, so we need to get you to safety. Make your way to Lillebeum, and if I can afford any retraining, I will do so. However, I can't, so unfortunately you may get attacked. Hopefully it won't happen. And yeah, that's really it for this turn, except I do have Fira, but yeah, Fira isn't really... Actually, Fira, try and skirmish against Lucius, see what you can do. Yes. Nice going. Alright, if your retraining's cheap, I can accommodate it. National Admiral, yeah, Abydos is too weak to go into battle. So, right, good. That puts us at the end of this turn. We've done lots of useful things. We actually managed to try and thin out the enemy navies quite a bit. It is just... this is why we need to try and take the Julii on Greece, actually. This is my justification, because I think the Julii are using Greece as their new naval power base, because this is where the Julii are spamming so many navies at us right now. We need to absolutely demolish their coastal settlements, because also the Brutii will be using these for money as well. They'll be getting a lot of trade off there, and that's how they're affording these massive armies they're sending against us. So we need to put a stop to their little Greek conquest, which is why I'm sending armies there. See, I'm a step ahead of you, Julii. Well, at least I'm a step behind in a way, or I'm on your step, but either way, I know what step to take many steps ahead of you in the future, and therefore eliminate the patheticness that is you. Right. Guess it's now for the main event, really. The big gamble. The gambler, the man with the neon claws. Gonna take on Captain Marcus. We have a readout on his army, sort of. He's basically an artillery spammer, if anything. That's going to make taking him on the offensive tricky, but then again, taking him on defensive could even be harder, so... I don't... You know what? No. I'm going to wait till I have my spy ready. My heart just isn't there, because, you know what? Just looking at him... Yeah, I don't have enough units to throw against artillery. Once Captain Ashpat arrives, he's going to really help us out, as well as you get your units into Carthage as well. What have I got going on with YouTube, by the way? Abscantis, you're governing as well. I really could send you somewhere. Is anyone need a governor? Anyone need a governor in Africa? No, because actually we're all governed up in Africa, aren't we? Right. Parma doesn't have a governor vote. Right, you. Go govern Parma. I've commanded you to do so. Get your ass down to Parma. You're going to have some fun governing. Because, who are you again? Abscantus, right. You're going to go to... Well done, Abscantus of Parma. You're going to go in Parma. Just like Balhano governs Corrales now, because I told him to. Right. Let's go to the next turn and observe the Julii now, especially. I think they're going to get a bit ratty that I'm attacking Patavium and I'm sending a force down to deal with them. I suspect a counter-attack may be on the cards.
Victory! We're besieged! Leaving the army.
Right, the Romans continue to get in my way, as well as a mystery Brutii gentleman who is, well, it's actually just Captain Marcus. So he's come to me, fair enough, I'll deal with him. Also, I need to try and thin out these fucking assassins who are now everywhere. 1 minute it's naval spam, the next minute it's bloody assassin spam. Take out Nero Manius, and thank you. That's him gone at least. Right, let's jump through the end of turn reports before we deal with his army. But at least now we have a full readout. So it is a lot of artillery, but he also has earlies, regulars, praetorians and urbans. So he's got a pretty good mix of infantry. However, he lacks archers. So yeah, that's going to be, well, I'd say that's going to be easier for my elephants, but the amount of artillery is going to keep him out of the field. Just one general to deal with who's just suddenly been promoted. Yeah, whatever. 3 command stars, my ass. And also just 1 unit of Praetorian Cavalry, who are a fucking pain in the ass to deal with, but we'll deal with them. Also, rest in peace, Captain, who I sent over there. Thank you, stupid fucking dickhead Julii assassin, for killing him. I'm on my way to kill you back. We don't seem to have a lot of luck with assassins, as in enemy assassins, by the way. They seem to be very good at killing me. Either way, get yourself up there. Don't go around killing Britannians, by the way. That isn't going to work out well for me at the end of the day. Right, 7 besieged. Right, Lillebame's under siege. We're going to deal with that. End of turn report. We're actually quite up in the money because I guess I haven't... Well, actually, I've spent all the money, but yeah. Lemonum has expanded, so they're up for expansion. So ensure that Councillor's Chambers is done. Well, you know, ensure that gets started next turn. Lemonum is unhappy. I'm going to put that one down to squalor, however, due to growth. Which, yeah, I'm more or less correct. Also, it's just because, yeah, it is quite far away from the capital, so they're just going to get a little bit misty eyes over that. We're more advanced than anyone. Bashilek Hades passed away due to a absolute cunt. And Hasdrubal the Handsome got a torturer because he likes to handsomely torture people with his handsome things. What's that torturer do? A light torture is often enough to loosen the stubborn tongue and to thereby ease the path to justice. It gives him additional security and also additional unrest. But at least they're free to law, so balances out, I guess. Coolier. Right, construction report, by the way. Parma has an execution square, Thapsus a merchant's quarter, and Scalabis completed its royal palace. So Scalabis, you are now the top level of town, and you still have fucking wooden walls. And that's how it's going to stay. But either way, let us work on, I would say, a merchant's quarter, but you know, you are actually working on your army barracks now, so focus on that. Thapsus, you have your merchant's quarter, so I say you're in the money, but to be honest, you're still losing money, but I suspect you are, because yeah, this city pays out just under 4,000 denarii to army upkeep, so that is why it's losing a little bit, because bigger towns do, you know, pay bigger bills. So yeah, we're doing alright here. We are actually having to import food for here, so I think we're going to try and get ourselves off food importation, and we're going to try and increase our farming productivity there. I would prefer towns to be a bit more self-sustaining, just in case anything went wrong. Parma also completed something that I didn't bother to read. Parma, what did you bother completing? An execution square. Public order still a little okay here, but we are sending a new governor over. Abscantus is his name. Hannibal, if you could dock up and pick up Abscantus, and you won't take him over. Well, actually, you can take him over this turn, because I'm going to give you the benefit of a doubt, and I'm going to say you can clear this Julii blockade. Thank you. You actually managed to sink it as well. Make your way up to Parma, and I will deal with you later. By the way, hello there, Gabriel of Dertosa, stupid Iberian rebel who can't keep his tongue shut. Right, I'll deal with you later. Well, that's a construction dealt with. Right, recruitment report. Oh, by the way, path blocked, but I don't care. Right, Lamonum has a Byreme, Corduba some peasants, Numantia a Byreme, Certa some slingers, Masilla some Poenes, Demidi some slingers, Scalaba some town militia, Lilybaeum our new spy is ready, but right now he's a bit trapped. Segesta a new assassin, good, right, you assassiny boy, let's have a little look at you. Chai-Series Mega. You know who dies this day? That stupid assassin, because 64% chance, right? He's your first bit of practice. Because right now the Julii are really getting on my nudges with all this assassinating business, and it's getting in the way of my plans. Also, I think it's really rude when people assassinate me. It's not rude when I do it, of course. It just works like that, but fucking Julii. Chai-Series, you're not making a good case for your employment here. I expect a better performance next time. Right, Mediolinium has a new spy. This is Theopropides Barker right now. He is... well, he's of the Barker family. He's an honourable gentleman then. He's only got 2 subterfuge, so he can have a pop at spying on the Gauls. He's got a 60% chance of doing that. And did I say spying on the balls? I meant spying on the Gauls. Right, path blocked, whatever. Assassin misses target. You got to do better than that. At least do what Medieval 2 does and give out a funny animation of you like having a door being slammed in your face. I remember that used to be a thing in Medieval 2. Still, that's going to be the next series we do. I know people have been requesting a barbarian invasion. And people were also saying not just barbarian invasion, but play as Western Roman Empire. And yeah, I think I know people say I'm getting good at this game, but I think you need to be like godlike good to beat the Western Roman Empire campaign, because it's one of those factions that's about to get in as fucked, you know, from about 50 directions. Right, you keep moving. Right, Bodstadt, go. Well, you're not going to initiate your siege this turn, but either way, you're getting closer. And hello, Tertius Servius is going to be in your way. Good challenge, right? Himliker, you're in Tur. Except you're not sieging that, but you know what I mean. Either way, and I know you're just a captain out of Bodstadt, but you win that battle, you might just be man of the hour. By the way, hello Julia, with your assassin spam, that is really playing fair. Right. Got a few battles to fight now, haven't we, before we do everything else. Since we are getting close to an hour though, you know, well, 20 minutes left, but you know, that's about the average length of a siege battle, which means I've just given away what I'm doing. We're going to take Patavium this episode, and next time we're going to deal with a Brutii. So, Yutpan, live up to your name, do me some conquering. Take Patavium, do it as efficiently as possible, and ensure that we have a new city under my control, and therefore a true gateway into here. I mean, I'm already slipping by, but let's make sure we control this area so we can have a steady flow of troops entering the Hellenic world to make sure the Julii don't have an escape route, because that's what they're really doing. They're not just trying to establish a secondary base, they're running away. So let's make sure that they're locked out of their homelands. Make it so. Okay, so Captain Caneus leads 3 units of urban cohorts who have started to diminish a little bit thanks to the siege, and a unit of Samnite gladiators. Strength ratio is 2-1 in my favour. The urban cohorts, however, will be a challenge since I am not bringing any sacred band. Fortunately, I will have elephants. That will involve having to take control of the gatehouse, however, so our objective for this battle, get the gatehouse, then let the elephants loose on the urban cohort. And also just try and surround them, flank them. Basically, we've got to make sure they have no quarter. Yutpan's general's bodyguard should also be very capable of dispatching the urban cohort, since he has a very high amount of men. And also, you know, he's got himself 3 gold chevrons. He is an expert general now. I think he's actually got 10 command stars. I mean, yeah. Everyone listens to Yutpan. Seriously, that guy is like the ultimate of meritocracy. You've had a brilliant career. We should do a retrospective of you. Except I'm lazy, so I won't, but I don't know. Someone write a story about Yutpan, about how brilliant he is. Oh, right, how he's going to fuck up so hard right now because he's going to lose this battle. But I'm trusting that he won't. So, Yutpan, get to the bloody business of the day. Take Patavium. No survivors.
A battle's never easy, but then it's not meant to be easy. It is a testing ground for men, for noble men, and even the lowest of us is ready for this test. We go now to our bloody business.
Right, let's begin this. Now, this is not going to be easy because I suspect, well, if the Brutii, well, not the Brutii, but if the Julii play with any degree of intelligence, what they're going to do is they're going to position at least 2 urban cohorts on the wall and therefore try to blockade my siege towers from doing anything effective, mainly in trying to seize control of the gatehouse. So what I'm thinking is I try and spread my forces to try and capture 2 gatehouses, and therefore have at least 1 entrance ready. However, the Julii could also just say fuck it and put everything near the gates and plaza. So I'm gonna play it as play this one as if I have that mindset. So we're gonna let the Spanish mercenaries take this one upon the walls, because once they're on the walls as well, they can use their pillums to rain down upon the foe. Now, Poenes, you guys will have the main job today of dispatching the urban cohorts and possibly the Samnite gladiators. Those guys will be lurking somewhere. Slingers, you guys will possibly on the walls, or we'll try and find a way for you to access the plaza. I mean, there are multiple ways to get to the plaza, so a few slinger barrages wouldn't go amiss. So let's just have all 4 of you ready to go, like so. Yutpan, you're leading all the cavalry, so you guys are really dependent on the gate. Elephants, you just keep yourselves back. Once we have that gatehouse, we're going to bring you in. I know you have a weaker tier of elephant and you're probably prone to berserking, but if I could get these guys in against the urban cohorts, they would give them a really good knocking about and make them much easier for the rest of my infantry to take on. Libyan Spearman, your unit is extremely depleted, and I'm on it. If I'm honest, you don't really have much of a role in this battle. Same really goes for the Iberian infantry, so I'm going to keep these guys really back as a reserve unit, even though they're not really going to be much of a good one. Skirmishers, possibly going to get you guys on the wall. I will find a use for you, but for now, just wait back. Either way, here's the plan. Get this gatehouse, get my cavalry in, get my infantry in. We've got to just overwhelm the urban cohort before they try and start routing out my men. However, if the Julii try to defend the walls, we'll have to fall back to plan B, which is find another tower. Because I think the enemy might be a bit dense on that one. Actually, you know what? You. Focus fire on this tower. Let's test the density of the Julii. Because if we get this gatehouse, we might just be able to rush our men over before the enemy reacts. So let's give that one a go. And hello there, Britannian fleet, by the way. That's still crashed into the snow. That is actually the Britannians over there, so they're just watching. Like they always are. It's bloody suspicious, right? So Julii didn't defend the walls. So they didn't do what I was expecting them to do, so well, whatever, really. Okay, take that wall. As for you, take the wall anyway. Get another gatehouse under control. You might pull a few of the urban cohorts' attention away, so it might actually serve as a good distraction for us. Okay, so we've got enemies inbound. Are they going to go up the tower? They are not good. I was thinking for a minute they might actually just try and scramble their way up the wall, try and take control. But as it stands, they have no interest in the walls, so they are going to effectively surrender them to me. So what I'm going to have, we're going to have Spanish mercenaries get up, get the gatehouse, grab a few of the towers just to use against the Julii as we try and fight our way through the streets. Oh, he could actually be off at that tower. I think he's going to go up the tower. That's going to limit the amount of time we have to take a gatehouse. No, it's not really, is he? Oh, is he? Is he? Is he? No, he's ignoring it. Good. Good. That's bought us all the time we need then. Looks like he's falling back to the plaza. They're gonna hold us there. Good. We'll win on the plaza. my strategy relies on having the open space of a plaza at my disposal rather than a weaker area. Now the enemy is attempting to assault my siege tower, by the way. They are shooting everything they have at it. I've got ballistas loaded up in there. Luckily the siege tower has tanked for damage and it's doing alright. This one as well. It's only taken minor damage. The Spanish mercenaries themselves, they're not faring too brilliantly. They are losing a few men as a result of this, but luckily the tower did not catch fire on its approach.
The siege towers have reached the walls! Now the enemy cannot hide behind these pitiful walls!
The only thing in my way now is the potential of massive random glitch outs causing my men to spaz out as they attempt to scale the walls, but right now the baluster tower is just absolutely ruining my men. It is just basically sniping.
The siege towers are at the walls! And our men stand ready to take the city with swords and fire!
Okay, men, up you go. Alright, they're going up without a question. Good. Let's just check how our other one's getting on. They are just preparing to go up the wall, but once more the towers, they're just doing their thing. These are casualties that just unfortunately do happen. Not a lot I can do about them. Right, you guys making your way up. They're just getting ready to start going up, I think. Yep, some of them are starting to levitate. Good, 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 good. Right. Walls are as good as ours now. Get our men in there and we can try and take this city. Still feel there is potential for us to lose this battle, but that's only if we make tactical errors, which we're going to try and avoid. I mean, these guys here, we're going to take that tower and I'm going to have them run, basically play a Grand Theft Tower. Might be able to bring my cavalry in around on the flank, which would give me better mobility, really. Or at least I could just bring my cavalry down these streets. Either way, the more towers I control, the more maneuverability I'm going to give myself in this battle, so that's really the key to it all. Right, looks like the Spanish mercs are getting ready to come out. There we go. I guess these guys are thinking, oh, we get to have a big epic war battle now, but they don't. Instead, you get to have a big epic, just go and capture that sodding gatehouse for me so I can initiate my plans of conquest, please. And take your time over it, of course, because that tower is just going to happily snipe you for as long as it can. Anyway, once it's ours, we can hopefully start happily sniping the enemy. Alright, we're making our way in. Come on, my magic box. Make yourself lovely and white. Thank you.
The men have taken the walls. Now the way to your victory is clear. Right,
looks like the Julii are moving in to contest this now, so we don't have a lot of time. Spanish mercs, fire at will. If they get close, drop a pilum on their head. Either way, time is limited and it is of the essence. Right, you lot, where are we up to with you? We're out on the walls. We're currently getting shot to shit by the tower. So, you know what? Let's change that. Capture that. And then, hopefully, we can get stuff going. Right, what's going on over here? I think they're going to go up. No, they're just going to hold the gatehouse. Right. Well, that might just change things a little bit. I am sending my Poenis forward, but at the same time, I wish there was a dedicated open the gates button, because what I could do is... Right, guys... Let's go have you hold position. Slingers, entertain me. Just make your way up here, please. I may have a use for you. I know these guys are good at tanking slinger shots, but you know what? Why don't we try and get a few in anyway? Okay, you lot, you're doing good, by the way. We've got control of this gatehouse. Now, I have a job for you. You're going to do a really big run. I want you to run to that tower and get control of as much as possible. Meanwhile, these guys, they are trying to just dispose of a few of their pilums. Managed to score at least one kill, so that is good. One kill's better than no kills. They even managed to take a few out there. Right. Mercs, before they try and do anything against us, make this really quick. Get in there and take over that tower as well. Have it start shooting. Right. Looks like, since the Julii are moving away, Poenis, I want you in this city now. I was going to try and position it so I could get these gates up and I could just have a barrage of stones come through, but looks like the Julii have lost interest in that, so they're not playing to my fiddle, unfortunately, but oh well, that's not exactly surprising. Anyway, my units are currently making their way across the area. They're doing everything they can to take towers. Looks like the Julii are going to try and retort to this. However, more towers I control now, the harder it's going to get for the Julii. Also, yeah, this is a distraction. That's one less unit of urban cohorts preventing my main approach. I don't necessarily have to bring anything into this gatehouse, but you know what? It's keeping them busy, so I can deal with them later rather than dealing with everything at once. So, see, that is the smart thinking there. And also, I think some of them are getting killed by arrow fire as well, so that's good for me as well. Basically, wallowing those towers, as they say in Age of Empires circles. Anyway, guys, I did give you an order, and you haven't quite followed it yet, so please capture that tower. It would be very useful if we held it, because it would start shooting at the enemy, so go and capture it, please. Spit spot. Right. First few Poennies are making their way into the city now. I want the skirmishers. If you guys could also make your way in, because right now I'm seeing the Poennies getting to a pretty prolonged fight. So, cavalry, I want you in here as well. We need to get the cavalry in, and we need to get it moving around, because the Poenni, while the Poennies are nicely upgraded and stuff, even a well upgraded Sacred Band is still outstatted by urban cohorts, so they're not going to have the easiest time of their lives. Right, Poennies, get into formation quickly and help. We do have one advantage though, the tower will be providing additional firing support against the enemy. So right, spears down or swords out or whatever, either way. Got a lot of urban cohorts to try and take down. Luckily their morale isn't doing too well, so we might just be able to simply push them away for now. However, I can't make a guarantee on this one. It could go wrong for us at any second, so I'm not being pessimistic, I'm being realistic here. Right, how are we doing? Right, they are shaken, but they could still come back. Right. I need more Poennies to try and make their way around the flank, and I need them to try and push into the enemy. Come on. I know it's basically smudging in, ganging up, whatever you want to call it. They are recovering some morale, so that isn't brilliant. My guys are luckily maintaining a high level of morale. Guys, don't walk into them. Just focus on killing them. If you want to put your spears down and start attacking them, good. Because right now, they're wavering, because luckily, yeah. We do have the advantage in that our numerical superiority is going to put a little bit of stinge in the hearts of the enemy, so looks like we're just going to push them away just through sheer force of numbers. They're going to try and find they're going to engage with us a different day. Okay, Poennies, make your way forward. If you happen to kill a Julii on your way, then you've killed a Julii on your way. Because, well, are they running away? Are they not running away? Are these guys like really indecisive? Come on. I think they're just running away for now. Alright, they'll be back. They'll be back there. By the way, Spanish mercenaries, good job on taking all those towers. That's more movement bought for us. Because I've got the cavalry incoming now, and I want the cavalry to make their way up to this plaza here. Because if I want the cavalry to come into this fight, as well as the elephants for that matter, I want them to try and attack from over there. That way, we're not fucking about on the plaza trying to like basically make the most obvious strike in the world. No, we're moving around. We're going to start making the enemy worried. Skirmishers, thank you for arriving as well. You guys will be very useful to my plans. I know we're fighting pretty tough enemies. We're basically fighting sardine tins, but you guys are always still useful. Balance the tower, you are really just being the MVP right now just by absolutely slaughtering the Julii. That makes my life so much easier. Other Spanish mercs, by the way, I know you guys haven't used your pilums yet, but if the enemy chooses to come back, give them a nice little healthy dose of pilums, please. Right, elephants are now making their way into the city. Only units that haven't made their way in now are the cavalry, which are now just making their way in now. Slingers I've yet to move in as well. Am I going to move them in? I think I will be moving them in. Anyway, we need to make our formation here now, just to prepare ourselves for an incoming possible enemy assault. Now, just because there are units lurking on that street as well, we're going to make our formation here. The enemy doesn't usually move forward until I set an actual physical foot on the plaza. Samnite mercenaries are leading the army, by the way, or these Samnite gladiators, so I wonder how those urban cohorts feel being led by a gladiator. I know in some respects gladiators are looked up as being great fighters, but on the other hand, they're criminal scum, so, yeah. Oh well. Let the Julii do whatever they want with their silly ideas of classicism and stuff. We've got it sorted in Carthage. You're a free merchant, you're free to make all the money you want. However, the richer you are, the higher up in the military I may be drafting you into. These guys here, my Poenis, these like, you know, these like the upper middle class. Guys who own shops, property, good merchants. They've got to be called into service to be Poenis at some point in their life. Sacred Band, they're the really wealthy people, and the most devout worshippers of Baal as well. At least that's how I think it goes. It's been a while since I read the unit descriptions for these guys. Either way, these guys are my professional army that totally existed in Carthage. Don't even bother denying that. That's the best professional army we'll get. We could just shell it out all on mercenaries, but at the same time, mercenaries sometimes absolutely fucking suck in this game. So, yeah. That is what choice I've been left with. Oh, Julii. I have to admit, your Imperial palaces always look a little gaudy to me. Right, how are we doing? Everyone moving in where they should be moving in? Slingers. I want you in on this one as well, just because the enemy may try to advance, so I want a slinger line. Now, once more, the enemy doesn't actually move until you put a physical foot on the plaza, so don't put a physical foot on the plaza, slingers, but I want you to basically arrange yourselves like this, nice and wide. You can feel free to skirmish away, but basically, if I can get you guys up there, we may be able to skirmish a few stones into the enemy, right? How are we doing with cavalry? Are you guys en route to where you should be going? I think they're still making their way in. Elephants have also caught up with them. Elephants know where they're going. Right, cavalry, just so you do definitely know where you're going, you're arranging yourselves on that plaza, so please get a shift on, you know. We don't have all day now. We do have a battle to win here, right? Either way, everyone knows where we're going now. We're in formation, basically, so what we're going to do is we're just going to speed up, wait for a cavalry to get into position, and then we'll put our plans into motion. What is going on over there, by the way? Who is lurking over there? So I can hear something dying. Ah, it's these guys, right? Yeah, still a lost unit of Julii over here. And they are right now just, well, they are lost, but they are getting slaughtered by the towers, so I will just write them off as dead. They may try and intervene later on in the battle, but for now, by the time they do get around to intervening, they'll have killed most of their entire unit just through standing too close to the tower. So that's their fault, really. Silly enemies. They're just buying me time to do my wicked deeds, and also I could just send the elephants in to crush them if I so wanted to. Either way, while we just wait for everyone to now just arrange themselves into a finalised formation and attack plan, I'm just going to put this one on triple speed. So when we reach this street, by the way, we don't have direct access to a plaza through here, so we actually do need to go a little further up, which does mean we actually do need to get through that unit of cohorts. So we might even just wait it out and just let these guys just get absolutely, completely slaughtered. I mean, they'll either die or rout. That is what's going to happen. They're either going to die or rout. And if they're rout, they'll just run back to the plaza. If they die, then, well, what do you think, Professor Einstein? They'll be dead. Right, either way. Just let them finish off. I think they're actually coming... Yeah, right. I think they've actually just managed to find their balls again, and they're actually coming to say hello to me. Elephants! Go and say hello to them. They're a nice weakened unit. There's less than... Well, I was going to say there was only 59 of them. It's just dropped to 57. Oh, 54 now. So elephants, you will really be the final nail in their coffin. They're exhausted. They're not going to put up a fight against you. So just move in and just go in for the kill. Simple as that. Hopefully the tower doesn't somehow cause a berserk. But yeah, they actually are going to try and pillar it. But their morale has already sunk just from the... Even like from a very light impact from the elephants. They're wavering. They're going to break any second now. Come on, finish them off. I think this is the first time we've engaged in this battle now. How far are we into this battle? What, like 10 minutes in? Actually, I think we're like 20 minutes in. Good start, always good start. Either way, right. Just take them all out, men. Or elephants. Elephant men. Just take them all out, right. Yeah, they're done for, right. Elephants, you've done a very good job there. You basically bought me access to the main lines. Right, how are we doing over here? First few skirmishes, well, slingers, are now arriving. So far, the Julii are not reacting. They're actually so unreactive, they're putting their backs to you. So that means they may as well just paint bullseyes all over their arm. Oh dear. Elephants have gone a bit wrong. Right, I think a stray shot from the town must have pissed them off. Well, luckily they've berserked away from my army, but unfortunately, elephants, I am going to have to put you down.
Yes, right lord.
I don't want to do this, but unfortunately, it has to happen. An unfortunate berserking, but we can still win this one with the cavalry. We will have to send for additional elephants from Africa, however, and yes, I do condemn any form of animal cruelty before you start writing me angry letters, but I've just willingly executed a bunch of elephants, but unfortunately they were a health and safety hazard to my army. So, yeah, a shameful loss there, but unfortunately some losses just can't be prevented, right. Looking good now, slingers, looking good. Once the cavalry's in position, we're going to start slinging. Got my cavalry moving in, I want them positioned here. Spanish mercs, yeah, well, you've done your job for today. Right, so how is it going to go down? Paweni infantry will be the main infantry, well, main infantry body. Elephants were going to provide a punch, but unfortunately now that we're without the elephants, we're going to have to do this one with cavalry alone. However, a good hard cavalry charge in the back, while not necessarily is going to break the enemy, it's going to significantly weaken their numbers, and it should hopefully just push the battle into our favour. Really, it'd be ideal if we could lure them off the plaza and then just take the plaza and then force them into a rout and therefore guarantee my victory, because it would cause them to surrender. But unfortunately, this plaza's huge, and there was a lot of space for shifting them around, so we're going to have to just play it by their rules this time. So cavalry is inbound. We'll just give them a few minutes to make their way in. I don't know who's moving around up. Who is moving around over there? Who? Guys, no, long shields. I thought it would be you being silly. Come on. Move up the proper way, you bloody pillocks. It's making this battle last longer now, aren't you? Right. Well, I'm not waiting on the long shields because they fucked themselves up, right. Well, actually, I should wait on them because if I'm impatient, I'm just going to lose a battle, aren't I, right? Guys, you better move up, and you better move up quick because I'm running out of patience with you. I mean, I forgave the elephants for berserking because that just happened. However, I'm not really preparing to forgive how you managed to somehow separate yourselves from your entire unit and basically, you know, put yourselves in a position where you're going to be really useless instead of really useful. You know, it's not the first time I've noticed you long shield cavalry shirking your duty, so please avoid that. There's nothing I like worse, or, well, I don't like, there's nothing I hate more than a military unit shirking his duties and trying to think he can get away with it, because I have my eye on you, my ladio. Right, just make your way down there. I've got the cavalry now in position to make their way onto the plaza, some of which are also wandering off. Guys, could you perhaps not engage prematurely? Right, I don't know why they've done that, by the way. Right, guys, because we've got people who now seem to roleplay cats and just wander off where they want, you two, get in there and engage those Sam Knights and keep them busy. You should be able to take them down. They're not really trained to deal with cavalry. Pawenis, you need to make your way onto the plaza now and prepare to engage the enemy. We need to surround them all. Slingers are making their way on now to try and get some initial shots off. What we're going to do, Slingers, is we're going to try and get you moving around. So if we can try and hit the enemy on multiple angles, and then we will basically score a few extra kills, and we're going to have them basically running around in circles, chasing her own tail. While our bonehead cavalry tries to redeem itself, but right now we've got, yeah, the enemy's seen a cavalry in there, thinking, ooh, we'll go for that. But look, did we kill the captain? I thought for a minute there that was a captain lying dead. Be a quick bit weird. He died without ceremony for once, but oh well. He don't really deserve ceremony, he's just a fucking captain, right. Slingers, keep it up. Enemies facing their backs in. It's a perfect opportunity for you to just get in and get kills. So anyone who's not slinging should really be getting in there and trying to sling. Sam Knight Gladiators, they're done for. They don't stand a hope in hell. We are dealing with a little bit of pill and fodder, however. Looks like we are going to tank it out, but we are going to try and move in and attack us. So, right. Cavalry, break away from the engagement. Don't suck yourselves into another engagement. Long shield cavalry. I don't know. Oh, long shield cavalry are in on this one. They are just probably dying or something. Basically, doing something useless, which always infuriates me. Right. Slingers, try and get their attention. Keep hitting them as hard as you can. You're doing a fantastic job so far. You're basically keeping us in this battle. So there's a captain left now actually, and he's gonna not bother engaging. Right, cavalry, good. Looks like the Julii has still got their eye on you, so we might be able to go in for a frontal charge. But either way, keep up the distraction. You know what? Go over there. Try and bring the enemy to our infantry line. Either way, the longer we keep these guys running around, the more my slingers get to have their fun. Because they are killing them. And that's mainly because we're hitting them on their unshielded side, we're hitting them in their backs. We've basically got the pick of, we got the pick of a target range here, the pick of a coconut shite, right? We've got a unit whose spotted units coming in. Give them a full barrage. Right, cavalry, we have to try and get that unit distracted, so I want you to get in there, give them a wallop, and you know the rest. Here, wait, slingers, you're doing a good job. Just keep hitting them as hard as you can. Cavalry's just gone in there. That was a pretty good impact there. That was like 20 Julii getting killed in one go, and their numbers are just continually dropping. So just drop them. Just go for them. Just drop them all. Right, slingers, keep up the good work. Just keep skirting around. Keep getting your rocks in there. Either way, yeah. Look at that. Full barrage of death. Right. Hold fire. No more now, because I don't want you hitting this unit, because right now it's currently surrounded by my cavalry. Captain's just gone down. That is good. Right.
The general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified
Cavalry,
defeat.
pull out. Let the slingers finish this one. We'll give them death by firing squad. Just get yourselves out of there now. Slingers, fire at will permissions are reinstated. Finish them all off. Just give them a full barrage of absolute doom. There we go. See, I haven't been giving you guys enough appreciation lately, so this is basically your way of getting back into my good books. There we go. Right, free to go, and they're all coming in to say hello. They just want to be barraged. Give it all you got, slingers. Give it all you got. And I know, by the way, I'm friendly firing myself because some of my numbers are dropping, but yeah. Actually, I think someone was just engaged. Either way, worth it this time, because we basically got the enemy surrounded. We've got them on all sorts of angles, and down he goes.
It is yours.
Absolutely
And no one
beamed.
can argue that it is not both well-deserved and worthy.
You did a very good job today, man. You did a 10 out of 10 job, despite some discrepancies, so actually I'll make it a 9.5 out of 10. We just had a little bit of an incident with the elephants, and unfortunately some of the cavalry weren't quite following orders, but either way, a pretty efficient killing session. And that is the Julii very weakened. They lose Patavium, and therefore one of their biggest major cities, because you know what, Patavium isn't a tiny city, so that's a big wound for the enemy to sustain now.
Victory is ours, mighty one.
Okay.
Captured.
Sack the place, exterminate it. We need the money, and also the people there probably wouldn't taken nicely to us anyway. Alright, you're going to have to settle down for a few turns and retrain your forces, and you know what, since we can get away with it, since the population is low, tax the bollocks off it. May as well just make as much money as we can out of this area, because right now it's actually pushed our income up to over 1,000 denarii per turn. Use some of the stat money as well to start improving the area. Instill an execution square to make sure the people remain loyal to us. And you have done very well for yourself, Yutpan. You have conquered once more, and you will conquer again. So, that's where we're actually going to call it an episode now. And by the way, yes, we do control half the provinces we need for victory now. Just another 25 to go, and since we've got that momentum going up, don't worry, it isn't going to take another 126 episodes. But that is where we are going to call it a night for tonight, my friends. So I hope you've enjoyed, and next time, we're going to try and break up whatever's going on at Lillibane, because right now the Brutii are putting a hurt on us, and we need to put a stop to it. See you there.